Hello there, hello there, hello there. Good morning. It is Friday, so you know it's 11 a.m. That means it is time for Let's Talk Church with your girl, Robin Ware. I am so excited. I'm going to be talking about something a lot of y'all been talking about the past 2 weeks, about my pastor. So, I had to get something together for you all. So go ahead and share that I am on, and it's going to be a really good conversation on today as we learn what I have learned as being a student of Bishop Paul S. Morton as it relates to correction. So let's talk about it. Has he ever corrected me? Have I ever been, subject to his correction? I'm going to talk about it. Listen, this is something, I'm a person of transparency. So I'm going to share some of what I've learned and been through and really how it's made me be who I am today. All right, so let's get started. Let's see if my computer's going to work with me today, y'all. Let's see here. There we go. We get my little show tune. I love. I am finally got my music playing. I'm so excited. Yes, y'all see somebody's already commented about my hair. Thank you, Patrice. I finally got in to see the hairdresser. My hairdresser is very busy and he's booked and busy, right? He does a lot of personal gigs, I should say. He doesn't really keep salon hours. He doesn't have a large clientele because he has multiple income streams. So that's one thing I love about him. So we talk about courses all the time. We talk about clients. So anyway, I finally got in yesterday to see him. So thank you guys for saying that you are loving on my hair, because I sure am. Yes, it had been about 3 weeks. And so I was quite behind. So listen, you guys, of course, welcome to those of you. This is your first time hanging out with me. Make sure whatever device you are watching me on, whatever network, that you like the channel, that you subscribe. Of course, if you're watching me over on YouTube, that's where I'm trying to get all of y'all to go, because I am trying to monetize my YouTube channel. I am got my folks over here on Instagram as well as Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Yes, I am so excited. Periscope went away March 31st. All they really did was they just turned it into Twitter. Right. So you can stream directly to Twitter. So welcome to my Twitter family as well. So I'm building my watch hours over on YouTube so that I can monetize my YouTube channel. So please, 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 if you have some time, when this broadcast is off, just go over to my YouTube channel at Robin M. Ware, and you can just turn it on and let it play. I need those watch hours. You can even mute it. I don't care, right? I just need my watch hours. I've got my subscribers well over 1,000, but you got to have at least 4,000 watch hours. So I'm still about 800 or so hours short. So I need your help. So if you would do that for me, I would really, 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 really appreciate it. Of course, thanks. You've been buying my book while you're guests. Of course, it came out about 6 months before the pandemic, but in that 6-month time, your girl sold over 1,000 copies. Yes, basically out of the trunk of my car, because I'm self-published. So it's a really nice book. It's 100 and some pages. I definitely recommend it. It teaches about customer service for your leaders. It's not just the responsibility of your hospitality team. No, no, no. It is the responsibility of all of your frontline ministry. So thank you guys for supporting and buying my book. And then I see you guys coming on. Thank you. Hello, Eric. Glad to see you. Hello, Juanita. Glad to see you. Again, Craig is on. I see Marie is on. Let me see. I am Jacino. Glad to see you on as well. And then a lot of you have been buying my Facebook, the Ultimate Facebook Manual for Churches, where I teach you about using Facebook and all of the different systems that Facebook has, Facebook groups, Facebook events, Facebook ads. Facebook has so much. If you are wanting to start a ministry, start now. I'm telling you, everybody basically is online, and you can use Facebook, and it can be your platform. It can be your virtual four walls, right? It is a great platform to do that. So I teach you how to do, how to set up and use the different systems in that book. And then, of course, thank you guys. You've been ordering my bracelets. These are my social media social distancing bracelets. The red one says 6 feet, please, social distancing. The yellow one says elbows only, no touching. And then the green one says open for hugs. So you can order those in groups of 10. I have them, of course, and even up to packages of 100. I've been sending them out to churches. A lot of people are like, oh, Robin, you're always, offering different sales and all that type of stuff. I consider myself to be the ad hoc marketing person for smaller ministries. Smaller ministries typically can't afford to hire a full-time marketing person. So that's what my agency does. I work with a lot of churches and pastors, and that's exactly what I do. I teach leadership, how to be hospitable. I teach customer service, and then I teach, of course, church administration. Even, go in and help ministries do an assessment over their systems and their processes and even their legal side. Are they set up properly? Have they copywritten certain things? What needs to be trademarked? Can you, how does music work as you're streaming? I teach them about the CCLI, all of that. If you don't know what that is, Google it. But I've got different videos up, so you can go and check those out on YouTube as well. So that's why I offer these products. Those of you that may be a part, excuse me, of larger ministries, well, you have a marketing person or teams. And so, a lot of what I'm sharing, you may already have through them. But if you're a smaller ministry or your ministry needs a little extra help, maybe you are a larger ministry and your marketing team, they have their hands full. Well, that's where my agency comes into play. So reach out to your girl. Absolutely. You can check me out at thewareagency.com, as well as all of my books are available online, of course, at thewareagency.com as well. So I've got lots of books. I think I have 9 or 10. This is Excellence in Event Planning, teaches you about planning out your year with events. And then this is the Etiquette Guide for Church Hospitality Teams, just basically how to set up and serve. So again, even more books than that and programs on my website. So go check those out. All right. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. I see you, Eric. I see you, Twyla. There's Shantae. Glad to see you on, sweetheart. There's my Chicago girl. Yay, my folks are over on YouTube. I love my girls. Hello there, Pastor Davis. Glad to see you on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So you guys, let me jump into this teaching on today. It is Friday. Oh, let me just give y'all my own little praise report. It's important that we give God credit. I was driving yesterday, in fact, going to get my hair done. And I was on Interstate 75 in downtown Atlanta. And I was in the fast lane. Your girl can have a little heavy foot sometimes. And my car alerted me. I had a message come on my dashboard that said, your front right tire is losing pressure. Woo, goodness, how mercy. I have had, a low tire alert before, but I've never seen this big message come across my dashboard that said your front right tire is losing pressure. All right. I needed to respond. So I merged over and I got all the way over to the far right lane, and I took the first exit I could. And as I took that exit, I was looking, and my dashboard was telling me that my tire pressure was at 38, and it went to 28, and then it went to 24. And I already knew from the dealer that anytime my tire gets below 25, I need to bring it in. And so I was very concerned. So I got off the interstate, and I was looking for somewhere safe to pull in. I'm a single female, and I'm, about to have car trouble. I didn't want to just be pulled over on the side of the road. So I was looking for like an office building or somewhere like that. And in downtown Atlanta, it's really hard to find that because there's so many high rises. And so you have to pull into parking decks. So let me tell you how good God is. I saw a building, an office building, but the parking deck was ground level. It wasn't like I had to go down under in a basement because I was concerned that a tow truck may have trouble, going down under to come and see about me. So there's this building. It's perfect. The garage was ground level. Again, I didn't have to go down. So I pulled in, and wouldn't y'all know, Dunkin' Donuts was on that same level with the parking garage. So I knew I was safe because there were people kind of coming in and out. And so sure enough, I pulled in. I did not go to Dunkin' Donuts. Y'all know I'm trying to eat plant-based, so I didn't go, get my little sugar fix. I was able to, through my phone, my car has an app, and I was able to alert them that I needed, it already alerted me as well through my phone, and it said, do you need roadside assistance? And so I told it yes. And literally within 20 minutes, somebody was there and they changed my tire. So to God be the glory, I was safe. They came and checked on me quick. And so I am going now a little bit later. I got to go back to the dealer because I think I'm going to get another car. So I've only had this car like 2 years, but I've had so many issues with the tires. I know you're like, Robin, you don't get a new car or change your car because of tires. But you do when you're single and you don't want to fool with any type of car repairs. So y'all pray for me. So anyway, I got to check on that later today. So, hey, Bishop Neil Roberson, I see that you are on. Y'all go ahead and share and like the broadcast because this is going to be really good. But again, I thank God. I give him all honor and glory for keeping me safe from hurt, harm, and danger because, at any moment it could have been me. We all watch the news, so we know what happens out on interstate. So I thank God for keeping me. All right. So I want to get into the teaching on today. Look, let me sip my water as I get ready to share this. So this teaching is called Correction, the Bishop Paul S. Morton Way. So I've been a part of my church for about 12 years. And I actually, full disclosure, I am an ordained elder. Bishop Paul Morton licensed me as minister. He ordained me as an elder. And in fact, now I am, in fact, a trustee. Yeah, y'all can call me Trustee Ware. So anyway, I'm a trustee even. So needless to say, I love my church. I love my church and I love my pastor. I love my co-pastor, Pastor D, give you shout out as well. I've had such a great time. I'm actually one of her armor bearers. So I've had a great time learning and even growing, as a leader in the church from Bishop as well as Pastor D. So a lot of people saw the video. I guess 2 weeks ago now, it was on a midweek Bible study where Bishop corrected our musicians about not being present while he's preaching. So let me just say this, that our musicians, like a lot of churches, they leave the pulpit so that they're not in the camera view. All right. So I don't want y'all to think, oh my gosh, they were gone. Why is he just now, correcting them? I'm going to share with you why those musicians still love and respect Bishop. Like they didn't have any issue with what Bishop did. It's so funny to me because, people don't know context. So people on social media were having a field day. Oh my gosh, Bishop rebuked them and, I know there's trouble and da, 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 da. Absolutely not. Like, that's not our house. That's not how we roll. Like we love our pastor and we understand that he loves us. Correction is a part of love. Y'all type that in the comment section. Correction is a part of love. So I am going to kind of expound a little bit on that as well. So let me set this up properly. Told you I'm a preacher, so let me set this up. Bishop's favorite scriptures, one of his favorite scriptures is Isaiah 1:17, which says, learn to do well. All right. Learn to do well. He is a man of integrity. He is a man of character, and he's a man of his word. He's not going to profess that Isaiah 1:17 is one of his favorite scriptures, and he doesn't help us to learn to do well. Hey, Elder Jamal, you should come on with me because he's at my church as well. He's over here on Instagram. So he knows as well as I do how Bishop corrects, right? Bishop and I have this ongoing joke. As much as I serve, I always say to him, sir, if I do something and you need to correct me, can you say like, uh, uh, come over here, Elder Ware, and kind of whisper in my ear or pull me in the back. And he always says, um, uh, public airs, public correction. And I'm just like, oh my God, so we just fall out laughing. But because I'm a seasoned leader and I understand what I'm about to share with you, I understand the way he corrects. That's number one. I understand the way he corrects. And number two, I understand it's for my good. You have to have the mindset of trust of the person that's offering you correction. That's why I taught a few videos ago that, look, when I had my little, here we go. When I was in my church mother mode, church mother, I had to put my hat back on because y'all not going to talk about my pastor. So I had to come correct with my church hat, right? It's built on relationships, right? Bishop Morton, the reason why I'm jumping ahead, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. The reason why the musicians or anyone that he corrects, that he's in relationship with, there's no problem with it because we understand the position he does it from is love. Yeah. So for all of you all that had a problem with it and y'all was trying to talk about my pastor, you're out of order, right? You're out of order. So relationship can't just be, I love you, I love you, I love you, and you never address anything to make the person better. That says that you just want a surface relationship. All right, let me get back. Let me get back to my notes. Tanya Daniels, hey, good to see you on. She says, I love my church, but I'm afraid that all this good teaching I'm getting won't be fully received coming from me when we meet on Tuesday to prepare for our re-entry on July 4th. Well, I speak that it is going to be received because I'm going to teach you how to set it up so that they will receive it. All right. So, which leads me back to the teaching. All right. Bishop Morton is a legend as it relates to learning to do right. I've witnessed him. A lot of you all, Bishop Neil Roberson is on. A lot of you all remember, because, some people said to me, did he realize that he was on streaming? He absolutely did. Bishop is a man of integrity, right? And so as somebody put, open rebuke is better than secret love. Absolutely. But I can remember witnessing Bishop even, correcting a ministry that had brought him in to minister, and they didn't honor their word as it relates to paying him. They never paid him, I believe, is if my memory serves me right. Elder Phillips helped me with that. But I believe that was the situation. So, and then a lot of people that have been with him longer than I've been with him, again, I've been with him 12 years. He's celebrating, 47 years of ministry, I believe it is. They've seen it, from years past. So they know that he's consistent with his correction and how he does it. But I also want to share with you, just as he is a man of consistency as it relates to correction, he also is a man as it relates to being unselfish. I have seen Bishop give people that I wouldn't, and y'all help me, I'm just being honest, but that I didn't have his best interest in heart. And I've seen him give. I've seen him sow. I've seen him be a blessing. And so he's not one-sided with this where, oh, I'm going to, correct you and you're just going to take what I want and what I'm giving you. And there's really no love demonstrated. It's just all verbal. Nope. He demonstrates love. Y'all type the word demonstrates in the comment section. Yep. Look, I should have had my Bible because I'm really, my Bible's in my other room. And so I should have had my Bible instead of my wand today. But it's about showing love. And so that's why correction can be handled by those that he's in relationship with. So here are three things that I've learned from him as it relates to correction that I have, adopted, and I encourage you to adopt as well. Number one is love and accountability. Type that in the comment section. Love and accountability. It's not easy to get a team to work together. Often people know you love them, right? You've earned, once people, excuse me, not one, once people know you love them, you've earned the right to challenge and push them. That's what Bishop does. He challenges us and he pushes us to be not only better, but to be who God created us to be. As outgoing as I am. Oh, hold on. Pastor Phillips is saying over here, I have served him. He's got on me a few times, but he is the best of the best. Absolutely, Pastor Phillips. So once people know you love them, you've earned the right to challenge and push them. So as outgoing as I am, and I love doing these lives and teaching and doing webinars and workshops, I actually wasn't this comfortable in church. And this has been about 9 years ago. Bishop Morton tapped me through another leader. The leader came to me and said, Bishop Morton wants you to be a part of our pulpit team. Well, I was very, shocked by that, because I was a licensed minister. I had just been licensed, maybe not quite 6 months. And that responsibility was held by more senior people. But it was because of what Bishop saw in me that he had them tap me and say, I want her to be a part of this team. And so he challenged and pushed my level of comfort as it relates to being in the pulpit. So, when I preach or when I minister, I'm no, Juanita Bynum. You're not going to get that from me. What you're going to get is solid teaching. What you're going to get is clarity of thought. What you're going to get is word-based. But I'm going to be more of a seasoned teacher, right? I'll never forget, I had a really good friend as I was going through the process of becoming a minister, say to me, do you know who Beth Moore is? I said, yes. He said, do you know who Joyce Myers is? I said, yes. He said, you have to be comfortable just like they are in the way God created you to teach the gospel. If we all were Juanita Bynum types, how would that work, right? So there's an audience assigned to each of the types. And so that's why when I teach, when I'm asked to preach, I do me. I wish I could get Pastor D on. We have this ongoing joke. I was in New Orleans with her, and she ended up having me preach at her church, and I spoke to the morning service. See, pastors know what's in you, right? And so for her morning audience, it's a more mature, a more seasoned audience. It's a shorter service. Y'all follow where I'm going? And so they would appreciate my style of preaching. They would appreciate my style of preaching. The 11 o'clock service, they are more used to, more charismatic delivery, more here. That's just not what I do. And so I appreciate her in challenging and pushing me, but I also appreciate her putting me where she knew that I could be the best, be the biggest blessing. Does that make sense, you guys? Give me some hearts. Give me some love if that makes sense to you guys. I'm waving over here to you good folks over on Instagram. Yep, my YouTube and Facebook and Twitter folks. Let me know if that makes sense. Yeah. So Bishop is that way. He's going to challenge you and he's going to push you, but I'm okay with it because he's already demonstrated that he loves me. All right. So a lot of people say, well, all you need are rules and people should follow rules, but rules are fine. But without love and relationships, your team members are going to rebel. They're going to burn out and they're going to disengage. See, you cannot go to people and always correct them, rebuke them, tell them what they've done wrong, what they could have done better, and you don't have relationship with them. They don't know that you love them. All right. So number one is that you need love and accountability, not just accountability, but love and accountability. Number two is you need love tough. Type that out for me. You need love tough. Two words that make love and accountability work are love tough. Some people say tough love, but love must arrive before truth. Love must arrive before truth. If you truly knew someone had your best interest in mind, again, you'd be more open to their feedback. So the more you love, the tougher you are. It's as simple as that. All right. So when Bishop says something, when he corrects or when he gives guidance, it's because we can take it because we know he loves. Remember, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So as pastors and leaders, we can't just call people in to meet with us and be tough on them. No, you got to call them in and love on them. You got to do ice cream socials. You got to do Starbucks coffee. You got to sit down and ask them about their family. That's why, some people will say, I'm not really called to pastor. If you're not into people, then you shouldn't pastor. Because that's a part of the process. People are a part of the process. You can't just get up in the pulpit and preach and then leave. You've got to minister in totality to people. And that requires having conversations, counseling sessions, coaching sessions. You know the difference between a coach and a coaching session and a counseling session? Yeah, a counseling session is going to focus on, how you were created and what you were born with and, what's expected of you. Whereas coaching helps bring out those qualities so that you can, become who you're supposed to be, right? Just like pastors tell you what you were made of, coaches bring that out of you. All right. So think about that. Number 3. All right. Hey, AJ Bell, good stuff. Number 3 is you have to understand, and Bishop has helped us with this as well, like versus love. Like versus love. Number 3, like versus love. Hey, Jerry Brown, glad to see you on. Like versus love. Juanita says, if you're not into people, you shouldn't pastor. Absolutely. Number 3, like versus love. Teams don't grow because team members care about being liked. Social media has made this even more prevalent. See, we get on social media for likes. That's not why I get on social media, right? I get on social media for love. And so a lot of what I do may not be liked. All right. And so that's why you'll see some leaders and pastors, they won't give correction because they want like. But your teams aren't going to grow from like. Teams are going to grow from love. If you just want to focus on like, then you're staying surface. You're staying surface. All right. So that's why, on social media, people will put, cute little quotes because they want to get likes. But when you want to grow and you want to prosper and you want to build, then you put quotes that might sting. You put quotes that are truth. I've heard, in fact, I'll share this, being transparent. I was doing something and I said, I'm feeling some kind of way that, people may begin to feel jealous. And my friend said to me, Robin, oh goodness, I want to make sure I say it right. Not adversity. Oh goodness, help me out, Phillips. I know you know what I'm trying to say, or help me out, Holy Spirit, as well. But goodness, it'll come to me in just a second. It's about favor. That basically, uh, jealousy, it's not jealousy precedes favor, but it'll come to me in just a second. Y'all help me if you know what I'm trying to say. So, but you have to be, good with that. So I can put what I'm doing on social media and say, ladies, um, you know, be mindful as to what you post. Now you can post whatever you want, but then don't. In fact, I saw this recently on a girl's page. She put, y'all stay out of my DMs. Well, then she posted bikini pictures. Well, which is it? When you post bikini pictures, that screams, look at me. That screams, I'm thirsty. Right? Now, if you're on a beach and you're on vacation and you're hanging out with your girls and you want to post bikini pictures saying, hey, having a great time, fine. But that's not what she posted. She posted these bikini pictures basically talking about, look at it, look at me and look how great I look. Okay, then there's probably going to be some people that are going to show up in your DMs and they're probably going to be undesirables. Now, look, now I need the wand. Now I'm going to need the wand. Because see, you're not going to get from me, ladies, don't be sexy, don't be pretty, don't be beautiful. No, because, you can look at me and tell I believe in all that. Oh, I absolutely do. I am very, very confident. Like, I love everything about me, as you should love everything about you, right? God took his time in making me. I am just that special to God that it took him to 1966 at 8:27 p.m. to bring me into this world. And we know how long God has been in this world. All right. So that's how, you have to be about yourself. So sharing that you're confident online, it may not generate you likes, but it's your truth. And so that's why I say I don't do things for likes. All right. So some people think that positive relationships means that you don't have conflict and that you like your team and your coworkers all the time. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Absolutely not. Teams have to understand the difference between disagreement and dislike. I heard a friend of mine say it like this one time. She's a licensed counselor. And she said, Robin, when you're working with people and you correct them and they flip it and say, well, you don't like me or you don't love me, you tell them this has nothing to do with like or love. This conversation has nothing to do with like or love. You have to keep them focused on what the situation is about. All right. So your team has to understand the difference between disagreement and dislike. I disagree with your behavior. I still like you and I still love you. Don't flip this. This is not personal. This is about what happened. This is about what you were asked to do, didn't do, or the way it was done. So don't flip. Oh, you're always, picking on me. That's not what this is about. Because me picking on you may be God saying, let's get you refined and ready for where you're going. See, change, people always say, oh, I want to change and I want to grow. But no one said that it's ever easy, that it was going to be smooth sailing, that you were going to enjoy the process of growth. How many of you all know, again, me as beautiful and I think I am, when I gain weight and my body starts to change and my clothes don't fit, that doesn't feel good. No, right? So I have to, get bigger clothes or get it, I have to lose weight. But that process, it requires me to have to go through. You cannot get to the other side and you haven't gone through. All right, good stuff. So you have to have difficult conversations, but have them in a positive way. It's as simple as that. You have to have difficult conversations, but have them in a positive way. Hey, listen, let's go out for coffee or let's meet. I want to talk to you about a few things that are great, things that are going well, and then some things that I think need to be addressed. Like, don't set people up, having them nervous all day and, concerned and freaking out. Let them know, hey, this is a part of growth. We're going to connect so that we can talk about where you're going. All right. Bishop does this. You correct with the intent to learn, to grow, and address issues that need to be addressed. All right. Now, a little transparency about that Tuesday night. We were there for midweek Bible study. As you know, we're in the pandemic. And so that Tuesday night is basically the essentials. Those of us that work, we're the support ministry to produce service. So there are about 12 people that are there on Tuesday night. He holds all of us accountable. Like, we all need to be in place and in our seats. We all have to be there early and on time and in position. He doesn't walk in and say, okay, Elder Ware, are you ready? Do you have this done? Do you have that done? Absolutely not. Because he's taught me, yes, in learning to do well, that I should be where I need to be. And we have great musicians. Again, he wasn't, there wasn't an issue, after that correction came about. Why? Because we all know that Bishop did it from a place of love. And really, it was just it was a misunderstanding. And so we have great musicians. We love them. They're not going anywhere. Bishop don't want them to go anywhere. It's just like when I mess up at the pulpit. I told you, I'm a part of the pulpit team. When I mess up and he corrects me, I'm not leaving. I'm not, last Sunday, I was making an announcement and I shared that something was on a date and I was corrected that I had it wrong. I knew that I had it right, or, so I believe, but I wasn't going to go back and forth and say, well, I have it right, you have it wrong. I wasn't going to do that because I am a leader that is submitted to leadership. A lot of you guys are leaders submitted to yourself. A lot of you are leaders submitted to yourself. No, honey, that's not how this works. Leaders still have to be submitted to leadership. Just because you're given a title doesn't mean you no longer have to submit. Absolutely not. All right. And some of you may be saying, well, I don't like the tone in which correction is done at my church. Okay, then you set yourself down and you process how you hear things. And say to yourself, Pastor XYZ, when they give correction, I don't like their tone. So you sit there and say, okay, Lord, help me to develop thicker skin so that when Pastor XYZ corrects me, I don't process it wrong. I'm able to hear the message that's going to help me. Help me to fix my face. Help me to learn to sit up straight. Help me to learn how to say, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, ma'am. Because a lot of times the revelation comes later. And so you may not feel like you're ready to say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, because you're still thick in the moment. Nope. The revelation can come later. So it's just your job to receive it. This is who you've told God, okay, I'm entrusting my soul with, right? They're responsible for the growth of my soul, my spiritual development. So you may not like how it's delivered. I don't necessarily love broccoli, but I eat it because it's good for my body, right? But I don't sit there and say, I'm not going to eat broccoli. All right. So you can't say, well, I'm not going to go when I know Pastor XYZ is going to be there because I don't want them to talk to me because I don't like the way they talk to me. You have to get beyond that, develop thick skin so that you can receive, and then pray that God helps them, season their words with salt or soften their delivery if that's something that needs to happen. But don't you decide that you're going to be a one-man warrior and, I'm not showing up on the battlefield. No. All right. Pastor Phillips says relationship is everything. You can have a tone because men and women of God are human. Yes, absolutely. You got to remember that. I don't always deliver things soft. I've got my team Robin, and sometimes they'll say to me, or my sister, they'll say, well, I think the way you said that, I understood your point, but I think, your passion really took over. Like, that's an undercover way to say, girl, get your tone together. But that's a nice way to say it, right? You can correct from a positive place. All right, so let's keep going. If you just want a team that likes each other, then simply communicate at the service level, as I've said. Have fun, laugh, and stay away from difficult conversations, but you'll never grow to love each other, because love is harvested through challenges, through conflict, through vulnerability, transparency, and connection. I'm telling you, you have to make sure that if you want your team to grow and go to the next level, that it is through being loved and not through being liked. They need to love each other, right? Be vulnerable, encourage vulnerability, encourage transparency. It helps people understand why they're the way they are. One of the workshops that I do for churches is called Mastering OPP. OPP is an acronym that stands for Other People's Personalities. As leaders, a lot of times, Pastor Phillips is saying, be mature in the moment. Have a conversation. 9 times out of 10, they will apologize, and I'm going to say, or further explain, right? So don't get caught up in the moment and want to go back and forth with your leader that's giving you correction. Thank you for that, sir. So, but where I wanted to share that story. Oh goodness, I got thrown off. What was this story? Oh my goodness, help me, y'all. Oh, okay, it'll come back to me. Y'all help me. What was I saying before I read his comment? Hey, Sean, glad to see you on, sir. Okay. Well, when one of y'all kind of remind me of what I was saying, I'll go back to it. So this is another thing that I've learned from Bishop. It doesn't take any real effort to be average. As leaders, think about that. It doesn't take any real effort. Oh, that's it. Thank you so much. Okay, they helped me out here. Yes, about OPP, mastering OPP. Thank you, Patrice, for that. And Sean, yeah, encouraging vulnerability. So mastering OPP, mastering other people's personalities. If you've ever been on a team and someone says, well, I don't really like XYZ, and you ask them why, and they can't tell you, oftentimes it's just because they haven't learned that person's personality. And so because we're spiritual beings, I do a teaching on spiritual temperaments so that you can understand a person's spiritual temperament, right? Personality, Bishop Morton, I learned this from him as well. Personality is like your perfume, right? It's what you spray on, it's what people smell. But character is what you really smell like. So this spiritual temperament exam, assessment, and teaching, it gives leaders the opportunity to remove the perfume and get down to the character so that you can really learn what a person's about, because your spiritual temperament embodies not only what you know, but what you've learned, your environment, your upbringing. And so leaders can really get to learn more about a person from a spiritual standpoint. And then what I do is I group them. There are 4 spiritual temperaments. I group them. Once they take the assessment, I put them in their respective groups. So 4 separate groups. Then I tell them to look around. And some of the same people they don't care for are in their same group, which means you've got the same type of temperament. All right. And so one of the reasons that great teams are great is because they've got a mix of different temperaments. You don't want one team of all the same temperaments. All right. So that's why, as I was saying, when I preach, I'm not a Juanita Bynum. And that's fine, because you don't need all preachers to be like her. So we all need, our own personalities need to come and shine so that we can get the brightest effect. All right. So think about that. So let me finish up because I'm at 40 minutes here. You know, it doesn't take any real effort to be average. Bishop teaches all the time that, a lot of people celebrate coming in second. But do you know what second is? It means that you're at the top of the bottom, right? Winners are first. But those of you that come in second, you are at the top of the bottom. Why would you work that hard to be the top of the bottom? Ask any elite athlete. They do not work that hard to make it to the Olympics and not want gold. They do not go there and say, I'm going to work hard so I can get silver or I can get bronze. Nope. They work hard and they go there and they say, I want gold. And that's how we should be as leaders. We should want gold. So as my pastor teaches, I'm telling you, go for the gold. All right. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this teaching. Another church lady, right? Another church lady presentation. Let's talk church again, wanting to be a blessing and help you all understand how we can grow in ministry and become all that God has created us to be. All right. So any questions, any comments? Thank you for hanging out with me on today. Good stuff. Good stuff. Make sure you go and order my books. I appreciate the support. Share the broadcast. Yep. On your respective social media networks. If you want to connect with me, make sure you text me and you join my list. Charles Daniel says, I love your show. Oh, thank you so much. God bless you. I am looking forward to connecting with more people. I'll be traveling next week. I will be on Monday, but I'll have to put up some really good videos on Wednesday because I'll be in the airport. So I'll be traveling on Wednesday. All right. So y'all make sure you show up though. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. I am super excited about what is coming down the pike for me as I continue to teach and grow leaders and build my platform. I told you I've got Robin's Leadership Lab. So we are getting that ready to launch. We're just kind of working out when's the best time to launch that so that you can get more of these trainings and share with your own leaders. All right. Pastor Philip says, how do we handle a seasoned pastor like a Bishop Morton that rebukes publicly? Well, I don't really call it rebuke. I call it correct. All right. And so you got to be mature. It's as simple as that. You have to be mature. And we've said that, Pastor Phillips, we're not going to go back and forth with a leader like that. I love that our musicians, when he gave that correction, they just went and did what they're, supposed to do. Listen, you guys, life happens. Every day is not going to be perfect. You're going to have a situation where you're at fault. Yeah, you're going to have a situation where you've got to grow. God is trying to get us ready for what's next. I don't want you to get stuck in, well, why did he do that? And why did he do it that way? I want you to focus on how you respond and how you can prove that you learned from that situation. All right. Think about that. Thank you, Patrice. She says, I am such a blessing. God bless you, woman of God. Good. Juanita says, thank you. It was good. Again, make sure you like the video, particularly over on YouTube, well, even Facebook, so that the systems will know that you like this type of content and they need to show it on the timeline so that more people will see it. All right. Thank you guys so much. I have worked with some of the biggest and I hate to say it this way, the best in ministry. I don't really mean it like that, but I have been out here 20 some years and I have I've worked with just about every notable bishop that there is. And I've worked with just about every major gospel artist that there is that know my story. I originally started out in gospel music. And so I have, been corrected. I have been corrected by some of the best. But look at me now. Look at me now because of how I responded. I even, let me flip it. I had a leader do the opposite. I had a leader that wasn't mature. And that leader came to me and basically tried to speak death over my future. And I didn't receive that. All right. Because I knew my intentions. I knew my heart, and I knew what God had promised me. So I didn't go back and forth with that leader. I still followed my same advice, but I also knew I have a personal relationship with God, and I know Jesus. And I knew that Jesus is the only one that could guide my path. All right. So no man can stop what God has put in motion for me. And so I look back at that situation, and I've since seen that leader, and they've seen what I've grown and blossomed and become. And they tell me all the time, Robin, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. See, I could have taken that situation and went and dug a hole in the ground. I could have said, I'm leaving ministry and I'm going to work in corporate. But I didn't receive what that leader spoke over my life because I knew the truth. And that's why some of us, that's why we got to study the word. You got to know the word to use the word. See, what's in you is what comes out of you. A friend of mine said it recently. Stub your toe and see what's the first word comes out of your mouth. Is it going to be Jesus, or is it going to be something else? All right. So you have to make sure. At my desk, I have my Bible, and I've been studying the Queen of Sheba lately, right? And I just have it open. So even as busy as I am throughout the day, I just look down and I read. Yep. I just look down and I read. So you got to, you need reinforcement. You need reinforcement. All right. So again, I thank God for my leader. I thank God for Bishop Morton. I truly wouldn't be doing a lot of what I'm doing had it not been for his push and his encouragement. Now I've owned my own business for 18 years and I've been doing well. But Bishop helped me yet even go to the next level. Because, some people, you're just an opportunist and da, 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 da. No, I was doing what I was doing before I got to that church. All right. So you have to have that witness. You have to have the witness that people can see that you're serious about this thing. All right. So I don't take lightly what my pastor says or does as it relates to my life. But I also know what I do outside of his presence. Hey, Pastor TJ, glad to see you on, sir. Yep. Hey there, Kay, glad to see you on. So as leaders, be careful. The one that you're allowing, you've submitted yourself to and you're allowing to speak into you, that's whose voice, that's whose voice that you need to, the word says, harden not your heart. Have that word hidden in your heart. Yeah. So that you can hear from your shepherd. The other people out there talking trash about you and, what they think about you, eat the meat, throw away the bones. If you got a lot of people telling you got a nasty attitude and disposition, then you might want to focus on that. But if you know that's not you, you've never been told that before, well, then there may be some haterade, happening. So you got to use discernment. So that's why you got to go to somebody you trust and say, do you think I'm nasty the way I talk to people? So that you can grow and make sure that you're processing through things and you're not just taking them on the inside. Because I'm telling you, it'll make you sick. Stress kills. So you don't want that. All right. Yep. Shantae says, don't be hating on my gifts. I know that's right, daughter. All right. Listen, you guys, God bless you. Again, I thank you for hanging out with me. It is Friday. Let's Talk Church. I'll be back on Monday. May have a treat for you even this weekend. I'm trying to get these other videos together. I'm doing some stuff for my entrepreneurs. I got an email. Somebody said, when you coming back on with some more videos for entrepreneurs? I got some stuff. So my P3 audience, get ready. Hopefully this weekend, I'm going to have a video up for you guys as well. All right. God bless you. Love you, love you, love you.